Welcome back, everyone. My name is Pratash here with Kaizen Crypto, bringing you another video. So here today, we're going to be talking about how to take profits from Cardano. So if you're holding a bag of ADA and you see the price pump 10x, 20x, 30x, how are you going to be able to capitalize on those gains? In this video, we're going to be talking about some of the ways that I'm looking at being able to take profits. So if you are interested in that type of content, be sure to stay tuned. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you guys are all doing well. So in this video, I wanted to go ahead and start off by saying that you guys are going to have to help me with a new intro because I like to bring a lot of energy to these videos. I know that overdoing anything, especially when it comes to creating content, it can always come back to bite you. So I wanted to go ahead and leave this up to the community. How am I going to be able to start these introductions for you? So before, what I was doing was starting with this. All right. I hope you guys like that. I get a kick out of it. I think it's pretty fun. But I want you to be able to let me know down in the comment section below, how should I start these videos? So anyway, on a more serious note, let's go ahead and take a look at how you would be able to capitalize on the price appreciation for Cardano when you see your bags 10x, 20x, what have you. With cryptocurrencies, we know that the space is still so novel, it's still so new. The price appreciation is definitely in your favor when it comes to picking these altcoins. To see your bags go up by multiple times, a lot of people can feel this euphoria and not even have a plan in place to take any type of profits. So I want to provide some input from my strategy and what I'm looking at as far as being able to take profits from Cardano. Now, I am a long-term investor in this project. I don't intend on going anywhere in terms of selling my positions and really just writing the project off as a whole. As a matter of fact, I intend on remaining within this ecosystem for a very long time. As we see, members in the community are extremely knowledgeable, they're extremely supportive. For what I've been doing personally, starting this YouTube channel, starting a stake pool, it's been an incredible journey, and I've got nothing but good things to say about the people who I'm working with. So for me personally, I intend on staying within this space for a very long time, but needless to say, there is the opportunity involved with investing in cryptocurrencies when the price is at a very oversold level. So now let's go ahead and put some things into perspective. So now if we take a look at what cryptocurrencies were back in 2017, it was a hype cycle. Now, I think that we're going to experience something very similar to that here within the coming years. I think that Cardano, along with other cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc., are going to go through their own version of that same hype cycle. In this instance, cryptocurrencies like that, which are more established, are going to see lesser returns on investment, which is why I think Cardano is primed to really produce some incredible gains for people who are invested early. And before I do start, I wanted to go ahead and let you all know that this is not financial advice. This is just my opinion. I'm just trying to have a conversation and share with you all my thoughts. If you do need financial advice, you are your best financial advisor. Make sure that you are doing what is best for you. Now, my thought process with the price appreciation potential that we see with cryptocurrencies and Cardano specifically, as far as taking profits, I want to be able to capitalize on some of that wealth so that my family can experience a better life. It's really just a matter of making sure that whatever you do with whatever price gains that you have, you can actually realize a portion of those gains. So with that, I'm sure a lot of people can relate. As far as being able to pay off any types of financial obligations, including if you have credit card debt, if you have student loan debt, if you have a mortgage, if you have any type of financial obligations that would prevent you from living a life that's completely free of having somebody control you via money, I think that's probably going to be the main objective of anybody who's holding cryptocurrencies. This is such a revolutionary asset class, and I think for anybody who is holding it right now, you really do have an opportunity to be able to set yourself up financially for success over the next few decades. So that would be my first objective, is, making sure that you can essentially rid yourself of any type of financial obligation where you are indebted to somebody, in whichever form that may come in. And then I would say probably after that is going to be a combination of a couple things. So I'm looking at namely cash flow and wealth preservation. Those are going to be the two main categories that I'm looking at in terms of being able to prioritize how I'm going to be able to allocate capital. So I'd like to go ahead and show you guys a couple things regarding that, just giving you all my perspective and my thoughts as to how you can realize some of those gains with the least amount of risk involved. So first thing I wanted to show you all here is going to be investing in precious metals. So as we can see, gold and silver, very suppressed in terms of price. I think that the markets are hugely manipulated, especially silver. For those of you guys who do follow the precious metals markets, you know that JP Morgan Chase manipulates the price of silver down in its favor so that it can accumulate as much physical silver as possible. This has been going on for very many years, something that I've experienced personally. We saw the price of silver peak at around about 40 to 50 US dollars in 2011. Ever since then, the price has been in a bear market, so to speak. And right now, the price of physical silver is about $17.80. The price of gold is about $1,800, and that is actually back right where it was at its peak back in 2011. So where I'm getting at with this is that we have to consider something called the gold to silver ratio. With the gold to silver ratio, essentially what that is how many ounces of physical silver it would take to buy an ounce of physical gold. Relative to its price, physical silver is currently very undervalued to physical gold. So in this instance here, what we're looking at, and guys, we're not taking a look at any charts here today. I'm showing you all some of the investment strategies that I'm considering. I'm just going to give you some things to consider. You'll have to be able to do your own research. With the gold to silver ratio where it is right now, I think it's close to about 100 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold. So if you were to purchase a single ounce of gold, you can get away with approximately 100 ounces of silver. Historically speaking, that is incredibly undervalued in favor of silver. So silver for me presents the biggest opportunity. Now, as far as price appreciation, let's say, for instance, that the United States goes through a situation where we see, and we're already seeing some crazy things happening here in the US. I actually live in the United States, and for me personally, just to share this with you guys very candidly, it's pretty scary. However, we are prepared. Like, I'm not worried. I'm not in a state of fear. Rather, I'm in a state of preparedness. I'm always proactively thinking about how I can capitalize on a situation before it actually happens. That's just the investor mindset. You have to be able to adapt to these situations as they come about, because there's no way to be able to predict the future. That's just what it is. Now, as far as going back to silver, I think it provides the biggest opportunity comparative to gold in terms of precious metals. Websites that I would look to if you are interested in investing in precious metals with the profits that you take from cryptocurrencies. I highly recommend JM Bullion. I also highly recommend APMEX, Provident Metals, and Scottsdale Silver. All of these brands are very reputable. They're incredible companies that I've been doing business with now for several years, and I've always had a great experience. The customer experience, and as far as how well the company will be able to treat you in terms of making things right if something does go wrong. If you experience an issue, they're going to be able to make it right because they're a more reputable company. One thing I would like to point out also, if you are interested in purchasing physical gold and silver with your cryptos, you now have the ability to do that with Bitcoin and Ethereum. So you can take profits from your altcoins into Bitcoin, use the BitPay app, and purchase your precious metals. Now, for me personally, I've got my precious metals stored in a undisclosed location. They are safe, they are secure. That is one thing to always consider when it comes to investing in physical metal. You want to make sure that you have your contingency plan set up so that you are always protecting yourself and your family should the worst come to happen. Next up, I wanted to talk a little bit about real estate. So now real estate is a common investment vehicle for those who are seeking passive income and for those who are looking to grow their wealth. So now with real estate, I've got a major concern. You know, it's one thing to be able to look for properties for sale. Let's say in a city like in Texas, we've got so many different cities. Texas City, that's what we see here. I want to search the state actually, if we see here. Dallas, Texas. Guys, this is Zillow. Zillow is a pretty common website. It's very good for searching the listings that you have available within your area. I don't live in Texas per se, but I think that it's a very common state to search for property in. I think that a lot of people are moving to Texas because what we're seeing is some pretty affordable housing prices comparative to that of other cities in the United States. Now, if we take a look here, we can see that these single-family homes, say 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, at $190,000, I think that's incredible. Like the price, depending on the area, versus something like this here, a 7-bedroom, 13-bathroom. This is a mansion. You know, it's got a pool, it's got all that stuff. This is for sale for $12 million. So depending on how big your bag is and what you intend on doing with your cryptocurrency, you can go through and just spend it all on something like this. Keep in mind also that with a mansion, you're not going to expect any type of cash flow. So as far as an investment, I think this is a pretty poor investment. Whoever is selling this right now is selling so that they can get out of a massive liability. I couldn't even imagine what the mortgage payment on something like this would be like. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at here is when it comes to real estate, make sure that you're looking for something that's going to provide you a yield. Even if it is a single family home, let's say it's something that you're looking for you and your family to live in, you know, anything like this. We're looking at mansions here that are in Texas, the United States. You know, 2.7 million, you've got the movie theater, you've got the basement, you've got the massive kitchen. Keep in mind that as an investment, this is not going to put money in your pocket, but rather it's going to take money out of your pocket. This is a liability. So that's my point I'm trying to get across here, is look at differences between assets and liabilities. So now let's also go ahead and take a look, since we're talking about real estate, let's also take a look at some commercial real estate. This is something that I want to just show you so that I can make my point across and give you an idea as to what I'm looking at. Real estate, I think, is going to create massive wealth over the coming decades. Now, comparing this to something like we were looking at before with the mansion, this actually right here is going to be at a very similar price point. You know, we were looking at a mansion at about $11 million, $12 million, whereas something like this is actually in an apartment complex. So I'm on LoopNet right now. This is a great website to look for commercial real estate. This is actually being offered at $11.3 million at a 6.3% cap rate. A cap rate, just to briefly paraphrase that, it is essentially the amount of appreciation that can be expected from the property in terms of any renovations. If you do decide to upgrade any type of features that the property has, you can look at about a 6% appreciation year on year. Now, if we take a look at something like this, we can see that from the listing, it's 100% occupied, with an 80-unit completed in 2019 building here. So these are apartments, and these are units that are currently being rented by people who have income. Now, a lot of the things that come into question here are whether or not these people are going to be paying their rent with this current economic environment. Right now, we're seeing with Corona, many people are being laid off, many people are out of work, many people are not able to pay their rent. So always consider that when it comes to investing in real estate. Make sure that you're looking at other forms of cash flow. But I just wanted to point this out here in terms of being able to allocate capital. Let's say, for instance, you did decide to buy a investment property. Having commercial real estate here in terms of price appreciation as well as cash flow, this really fits the bill in terms of growing your wealth. So last thing I wanted to leave you all with here today, I hope that you did enjoy some of those thoughts about how you can allocate capital when it comes to taking profits from Cardano. This is going to be the Shelly Incentivized Testnet staking calculator. Many people are curious as to what type of rewards they can earn when they begin staking on the Shelley mainnet. Now, this currently is for the testnet, and from what we're seeing, the rewards are going to be very similar to what we can experience on the Shelley mainnet. So I wanted to go ahead and let you all know as far as what I'm looking at in terms of having a stake in ADA. Let's take a look, because this is also going to be a form of passive income, which means that every single day, whether you decide to work or not, you are still getting paid. So an investment in terms of Cardano right now, let's say, those properties we were looking at cost anywhere from 5 million, 10 million, etc. I think that having a cash out plan to be able to realize some of those gains is going to be very important. So now, being able to allocate a certain portion of your funds to Cardano to hold for the long term is going to provide a year-over-year passive income investment that compounds. So just holding Cardano is going to be another strategy for being able to capitalize on passive income. Now, let's say, for instance, you are somebody who can allocate $5,000 to an investment. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what exactly that would mean in terms of ADA. So right now the price of ADA is about 8 cents. So I'm going to do some quick math here on my calculator. So what I'm going to do is take $5,000 and divide that by 8 cents. And that puts us at 62,500. In terms of the amount of ADA, that is what you can expect for your holdings. And if we take a look right now in terms of the delegation rewards on a yearly basis, 10% is going to be your reward APY, which is your annual percentage yield. And your USD profit is going to be $530. Keep in mind that we're talking about an ADA price of 8 cents. As the price appreciates, of course, we're going to see that grow. So I think it does us better to look at the amount in ADA that we will earn per year. So 6,400 ADA per year, that's what you can expect in yearly returns. Let's say if you are investing $10,000, so let's go ahead and double this amount. What is that? So 62.5. So let's say 12.5, right? So let's say 12,000 or 125,000, and that puts us at 12,818 ADA per year. So even if you hold ADA, let's say you have $10,000 worth of ADA, and you stake it for 1 year, you end up with more than 10,000 ADA and you sell it $1, you've already recovered your initial investment. This is a free passive income stream. So there are lots of different things to consider when investing in cryptocurrencies and other asset classes. I hope you guys did gain a better understanding of my thought process here with these different assets. If you did enjoy this video here today, please be sure to drop a like for me. Let me know that you enjoyed it. Go ahead and drop a comment for me down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you all. Anyway, guys, that is what I have for you guys here today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.